It looks like summer. It feels like summer, but the wind is quite strong, so it's still a little bit chilly, but on a day like this it's tempting to go and start putting stuff out, but I don't think it's ready for planting anything out yet. I mean, I've got things like radishes and lettuces and beetroot and just transplanted some chard, but anything that's tender still needs another month before I can be sure that we won't get a nasty frost. I'm going to take what's in this barrel, which is about a third of a barrel full. I've got this incinerator, and then I burnt some other stuff. I'm going to put that in here, and at some point I will get around to making activated biochar from it, but for the moment I haven't got the time, so it'll just have to wait. So I'll put it in here, and it's got a nice waterproof lid. Well, it did have. I think there was another one that went on top of this, and that's been blown off, so I'll put something back on top of it, and then that'll be waterproof. And then once that's sorted out, I can dig these out, which is going to be fun. There's one thing they do know how to do around here, is to ram things really hard into the ground, so you spend hours trying to dig the thing out. Right, gonna put this off. A few last bits that weren't burnt, but that's all right. But this all looks quite good. Charcoaly type stuff. I've just about filled this incinerator with the burnt stuff. Some of it is like bigger pieces and some is smaller. Obviously the ashes got washed out when I poured a load of water on top of it, so that's why you get the little grey bits here, and there's a little bit of grey bits because obviously this is what was at the bottom. It's got to the top, but there is still bits of the stump here, and I will try and dig it out. If it doesn't come out, it doesn't matter, because there will be a raised bed here, and this will get covered up anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. I might just occasionally hit one of these when I try and plant something, but apart from that I don't think I'll be good problem. Well, I'll try and dig it out anyway, see what happens. Right, the next step is to dig these things out. Right, that's one out. Well, there was a major excavation with some of these. Compare that to the tines of my garden fork. It's almost twice the length of the tines, so that's a good 50 centimetres hammered into the ground just to hold up a few raspberries. A bit overkill. I've got to come in, bring in my wire cutters and sort this mess out. Obviously I can't reclaim that, but I can probably do these straight bits, but all these mess I'll have to bring in wire cutters and just cut it and give it to the scrap metal man, and because it's no use to me and there's nothing I can do with it. Now there's a lot of perennial weed roots in here. I mean, I unearthed the load just digging these things out, so this whole area is covered in it. So I'm going to cover it with plastic, possibly cardboard. I'll see what I've got, put some wood chips on top of it and leave it for a year, because this is so chock-a-block with weed roots. It would be an act of complete folly to try and just plant things into it, and I'll be forever weeding it. So I'll cover it for a year, and that should kill off the worst of the weeds. I mean, it won't kill everything, but it'll get rid of most of them, and then I can deal with whatever comes up. But in 3 weeks time this will be just nothing but weeds. If I don't cover it, it'll be nothing but weeds. And we have everything. I mean, we've still got the odd little bits of bramble coming up, tiny little bits, but they'll die off. Once they're covered in plastic, they'll die off. There's obviously bindweed everywhere, creeping buttercups, nettles, dandelions. I mean, they'll keep coming up, but I'm in a better position to cover it up and forget about it for a year and do something else on the other allotment. Just to contrast, these are the ones I hammered in, and they did hold the raspberries perfectly well. And if I give a good pull, put a bit of my weight on it, this is about 20 centimeters into the ground. It wasn't overkill, it was just right, and these have come off out of the ground quite easily. So I'll do these, and then we're more or less ready to cover this area up as well. That was easy. So that's done. I'll come and sort out these wires. And this is a much thinner wire, easier to manage. So sometimes people overdo things. I'm out of breath from digging that other stuff out. This took only 2 minutes. Well, the badgers strike again. I'm on the crops allotment. Came in to fetch something, and I'd brought in these bags of guinea pig bedding, and I didn't think that the badgers would get into it, and they go into it. Obviously there must have been a bit of spare food in there, and they've got into it and spread it all over the place. And the same over here. See, I haven't touched the coffee chaff, so obviously there must have been something in there to make it worth their while. It's going in and just spray it out. Little beggars. Right, so that's why we have to net everything. Even the mulch, they bugger about with it. Honestly. You can either laugh or you can cry. Suppose all I can do is laugh. It's been non-stop disturbance this morning. I've had neighbours on both plots, and neighbour this side had her toddler, and then somebody up there had power tools constantly all day, and it's the first time they've stopped. So I've not had a chance to record anything because it was just too noisy and too many people about. But I have been getting on with some jobs. It's looking like it's going to stay nice, so I'm going to carry on for a bit. I've put this chain link fence on top of the tubs of potatoes because after what happened on the other allotment with the guinea pig bedding, I was going to put it on top of these potatoes, and it's a good job I didn't, because they'd have been digging in here and dug the potatoes up as well. So these are secure, the badgers won't go through that. It goes around this side and it goes down this side. There's a bit of a rail left, so it's a bit of weight to it, so they're not going to mess with it. And I've weeded this area. A lot of nettles that I've pulled by the roots, or dug up by the roots. Dug up all the bits of wood and edging, but there was one bit, starts there, it goes all the way there to here. Now it's 150 centimeters long, and I've dug 30 centimeters down and it's still going. I dug up a small one of these and it was heavy. This is going to be a two-person job, and it's going to be a nightmare to dig it out, and then what do I do with it, because it's big and heavy, so no one will want it. Then I thought about it, because those bricks, that's the path, goes down the side of here, so it'll come here, so this is going to be down the path. So what I might do is put some carpet and some wood chips on top of it, because if I put bead fabric or plastic, this has got sharp edges, it'll just tear it. So this is one time I will use carpet, because I have so much to do, so many things to do, digging up huge great slabs that then I can't get rid of. I won't do that. I think I'll go for plan B. And there's also going to be a plan B here. Now the greenhouse is going to go here, so it'll be roughly in the middle of this bed. So it's going to be about 60 centimeters on that side and 60 centimeters on that side. Then the greenhouse is going to go sort of there. There's these two huge great stone slabs, and they go down a bit. They start here, and end there, so they're a good almost a metre, and there's that one as well. I was going to dig them up because these brambles have got their roots under these slabs, so I can't dig them up because the roots are down there. I thought about it, and then I measured up, and this is going to be in the middle of the path because obviously the greenhouse are going to have plants on this side and on that side and at the back, but this bit is going to be the path. So if I can kill these off, I would burn them, but we're in the season of bonfire ban, so until September I can't burn them. So I can't burn the stumps out, and I really don't want to use chemicals, so I'll have to think about that. And there is some on this side which are like all over the place. There's some here, and there's some slabs under this grass. There's more slabs here. Goes up to there. There's a paving slab flat there, so that's okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. It's big and it's deep, and it's all in one piece. And if I measure it, it's 115 centimeters long. So I don't know. It's a pain in the neck because I've got weeds growing on this side and things like dock. You can't get the roots out, and I've got the ends of the roots tucked in underneath it. There's all this grass and stuff with the roots this side of it, some on this side of it. Yes, it's going to be difficult. I'll try and dig it up, but I may not do it this year. And I'm going to clear this bed. Obviously the brassicas have had it, they're going to seed. And the overwintering onions, I put a few in just to protect the brassicas. That didn't work. I could try and leave them, but with the allium leaf miner around, I may as well pull them out as spring onions and get something, otherwise the allium leaf miner will get it. So I'll clear this bed and then I can start planting into it. So those are my jobs for the rest of the day. Right, well, I had to clear out the charred bed because I want to put something else in it. I'm going to pick some of the better leaves of this. And I've taken some of the onions, so I've got some spring onions as well. Add some eggs. I've got an omelette. That's tonight's dinner sorted. Hello, as you can tell by the hat, summer has arrived suddenly. I've got a few jobs to do, mainly in the greenhouse on the hottest day of the year so far. I brought in some more tomatoes, and these need to be potted up. I mean, these poor courgettes are in small pots that they're germinated in, but I've got nowhere to put them. I've run out of space in the greenhouse, so I've got to shift a few things out before I can put anything else in. Some more bags of this guinea pig stuff arrived, but this time I'm not going to leave them in the bags. I'm either going to put them in barrels, or I've got some cardboard, so I'll take the tape off, and then I'll put this on the bed and put some of this on top, and then once it's spread, the badgers will just pick what they want out of it, and if there's any bits of food left, and then hopefully they won't do that much damage. Well, they can't damage fruit bushes anyway, so all they'll do is they'll shuffle this cardboard about, but I can put that back in place, no problem. Those are the jobs for today, really. Nothing exciting, especially having to remove all the tape from this cardboard, and I've got some other ones as well, so it's going to be a while. A lot of this sort of jobs. I'll not bore you with that. I had some nasturtiums in here last year. Obviously one of the seeds I missed, and it's come up. I thought I'd picked up every seed, but one's come up. That's alright, because I'll let that come up here under the net and try and clamber over this. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It didn't work last year when I tried it, but we'll see. That was one I transplanted, so obviously sod's law, the one that sells seeds will do it right. And this tray with the salt has done its job, because nothing in here was touched by the slugs. But now these can go out, and obviously they're big enough now that the leaves are reaching across, so a slug could come in here, crawl in here and get in, but now they're big enough to survive the slugs, so they can go out, and then I can put some more trays here and put up some of these tomatoes that desperately need to be putted up. So, busy day ahead. Yes, we've had some losses again in the greenhouse once I came to check on things. The mice have been in and done a number on the spring onions. It must have been looking for some seeds in the compost, because it's dug down quite a way down, and this was the one that didn't germinate very well anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. But my sunflowers have all been had, and you know, this one's alright, and then they've nipped the top off, nipped the leaves, so I'll have to resow some sunflowers, but the other stuff seems to be alright. Dreaded nuisances. Well, the neighbours with power tools are on site, so I'll have to make it quick. And he started again. But it's basically following on from what I did yesterday. I've still got a bit more potting up to do, and I've still got a bit more of ground covering to do. Yesterday it took a while getting a few things dug up. Tony managed to dig this thing up. He didn't manage to get it out in one piece, but it's useful having neighbours like Tony. He has some big strong metal bars that he stuck under it and managed to lift it. So we got this one out, but even though it didn't come out in one piece, that doesn't matter. And I've already dug this one out. But the big ones like this are just too difficult to do anything with, so we'll cover it with something. I think this is one of those cases where carpet will be allowed. So if I put a carpet that sort of goes from there to there and then pin it down, that should stop all these weeds, because they've got the roots under that stone. I'll never be able to dig them out, especially things like dock and grass. You pull it and it comes back the next day, so there's no point doing that. And where this is, there is actually concrete slabs here, because this was a path, so I wouldn't be able to grow past this point anyway, so I'll just figure something out for this.